Yeah. At the very least, I'll like add the staff of the war mage, the one of the war mage to like the pile because I don't need that particular one. Um,
Cool. I'm also going to throw forth as well, just to make life a little bit easy. You have about 5,000 gold pieces in like non-magical like
yeah.
artifacts, which can just be sold off. And like, I'm not going to make you guys. It's fine. So you can
Okay.
add 5,000 gold as you guys, if you want to sell all these off. Some of these might have interesting things about them. There might be stories behind them or histories behind them of interest to you. But if you want to sell them off, you can get 5,000 out of these probably.
Hmm.
If some of you wanted to use some of your downtime to sell them to collectors, you could probably try and be better. But, you know,
Most of the common trinkets could probably be sold. I mean, as fashionable as the hat is, we're not wizards.
Right then. What we don't need, we'll get rid of as fast as possible tomorrow, and add it to the overall pool and see how much we have left over after.
I'll once the whole party's gathered, we can decide about distribution, I suppose.
Sounds good to me.
with that, you can all find yourselves to a long rest. What do you guys do after that? Does Ethrith, Ed, and Orendil just like go to bed? You guys just like, you're like, go to sleep?
No, I think I don't tell Aaron though. Basically, maybe having a little drink with them. All of the fights they've gotten into, how they survived, how they like the dragon one, the weird brain prison that they found. Uh, and you'll tell them about the night they were betrayed. You know, just kind of catch them up and maybe do like a little bit of an analysis on each crew member, what he's found they're good at, what they're
Cool.
weak at. Just kind of captain to captain shit.
Yeah. Two captains having a drink.
I think
Yeah.
that though before he goes off um, to trance, he would go around the ship, get himself acquainted, especially like the ballistas and everything else, um, and that sort of thing, just to see what state they're in, where they're at, and what he thinks he could maybe do to help. Just get himself acquainted with the ship, if
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
going to be his thing.
No problem at all. You take some time to acquaint yourself with the ship. You've never been aboard. Maybe you've been aboard a turtle ship here or there. Who knows? You've been the Armada for a long time, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. Yeah, keep your eye out and get yourself acquainted. Fantastic. What about you, Ethrit? You just head to bed?
I think says the bed. Actually, wait, no, I had one thing I wanted to do, which was give the mirror another shot.
All right, he goes, oh, there you are. Oh, I thought I'd been forgotten about.
You said try again the next day, so here I am.
Oh, right. Who are we trying?
Um, well, let's start with the main target. Mirror, mirror on the wall, show me the prophet, the illithid who must fall.
Okay, let's give it a shot. And he's going to try and scry the got a stat block, so I know what his will is. Okay, you Has Etherith in his little dragon form met the prophet?
Um, Ether was at least not as in like small, Lunar Dragon form is when Vash was still alive. Etherith was there when Lunabo got killed.
Right. Okay. So
So
you met him
he did
firsthand.
witness it.
Got it. So you've just met him firsthand. So this will just be a flat save against the mirror, against the mirror on the wall. Um, there's about 10 minutes where various washing around the astral sea, and um, you think you're starting to see like the image of something, and there's like almost like this psionic starfish kind of hits the mirror like a crack behind the mirror itself, and he goes, "Oh boy, whoa! This guy's got a will on him. Sorry, Ethrith. Try again tomorrow. I keep trying, but man, this guy's got a. He is not. Ugh, boy, I did not feel good."
Well, that's to be expected, but if we can, just one success is all it will take to gain so much. So I'll
Yeah,
be
this
again
guy's.
tomorrow.
I'm just gonna warn you up front. This guy's he's something. He's got a pretty powerful will, and I just feel like my magic almost bounces off of him a little bit. Like it's not impossible. It's just he's got some resistance to him, man.
As long as it's not impossible, I'll accept failure after failure until it fucking works.
I don't think it's impossible, but it might take a minute. He's this is an impressive. What are you chasing? This guy's impressive.
Um,
Well, it's an illithid.
just, just
Uh,
a very powerful elephant.
got it. Well, we'll keep doing that then. So how was your
Um,
day?
we earned a bunch of money. One other thing,
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me just work
I
for you.
almost,
Yeah.
yeah. uh, I'm going to go. I feel like I'm going to regret this. Mirror, mirror on the wall, show me the lace, the psychic rogue so small.
No, I'll take it. And he'll give it he'll give it a fling, give it a shot. Uh, okay, okay. You, to your surprise, the mirror does connect, and it seems that Zlace is alive. But you don't see anything. It's pitch. It's just black. It's darkness. There's nothing to be seen. And it's silent. Wherever the sensor appeared, it is in a black, dark space where there is no sound whatsoever. The only thing that this confirms is that he's alive, but what state he is in, where he is, what he's doing, that much you're not sure. He could be asleep in some dark room or something else. You're not sure. "10 minutes go by of just a black mirror. And that's it. To the point where you're like, is that a success? Did we find? Like, it's just a black mirror.
Was that? Did did it work?
Yeah, it worked. He said, I mean, apparently the sensor appeared in a place where there's just no light and no sound and no movement, which is that's the first time that's ever happened. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, he's alive.
I I suppose we'll take that. One last one before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Damn it, that's exactly what I thought. Um, Mirror, mirror on the wall, show me Ed Jord's brother, who we seek above all.
Ah, all right. Oh no, yeah, that won't be good at all. Oh, that's still no, that'll still work. I gotta check. Technically different. Oh, oh yeah, that's the problem. I don't think. Yeah, the spell fails. Unfortunately, it goes. Ooh, sorry. Try again next time. You might be on a different plane of existence.
Yep.
Say he was in like
Oh,
a great space or something.
that would, yes, that,
Yeah, I can't view different wild space systems, unfortunately. That's a different plane of existence. I fucking don't think I'm bad at my job. I'm not bad at my job. I'm actually very good at my job.
well,
Oh, you look
uh,
so disappointed. Are you gonna break me? It's bad luck to break a mirror. That's what they say. Don't do it.
no, I'm not going to break. I'm just going to keep that in mind. And I suppose the next
You
step
know,
will
you
be
know
to,
what might help? I hear socialization is very important. If you could take me somewhere where there's yes, powerful, important side quest for the success of. It might make me more effective if I could get a drink somewhere where there's some good nightlife or something.
how would you even consume a drink?
Just put it on the, just put it on the thing there, and I wouldn't drink it. It's just nice to like have one in the hand, you know. There's nothing more awkward than being at the party and just like walking around with no drink and everyone's drinking. It's embarrassing.
You know what would be really awkward at a party?
What?
Carrying a big fuck off mirror in.
Well, I don't think you can carry my big fuck off mirrors. Just to be clear.
Well, that
I
definitely
think it's a
would.
cool party gag, and frankly, I'm a whole fucking armoire. So just prop me up against the wall. I'll be happy.
Look,
I
I'm
mean,
not
you
the.
guys are getting shore leave. I'm just supposed to sit on this fucking giant hunk of metal by myself.
I don't know.
No, we can move. We can make
Nah,
that
where'd you come from?
Like,
Oh, hi, Captain. How, Captain, my Captain. I was just telling Ethrith about an important side quest that needs achieving.
I, I'm personally going to reject this because I think it's absurd. You're just an
You're
item.
absurd. Look at you. You're a dragon person. You don't even have
No,
wings.
no. If it's,
I'm sorry.
I
I
feel,
lashed out. I apologize.
I feel like he's describing Chaplin's bar.
Yeah, Chaplin's a robot. I'm kind of a robot. Kind of. Not
We
really.
did promise him.
Ah, are you? Oh, hi.
We promised him, sir. We promised him we'd set him up at the best medicine.
Oh, that
We
would-
did,
Let's
we
move
did promise
over.
that.
This feels. My God, did you guys forget the mirror here? Mirror, I'm sorry about that. You just were forgotten here. It's okay.
It's okay, Captain.
Fine.
I know I'm
fine.
easily forgotten.
The Rock of Brawl looks its best at night, I find. So here, why don't we I can come back to the ship if you're gonna stay here out there. We can take you for a quick walk to the Chaplin.
Whoa. Okay, cool.
We can use the epoxy units to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes. Yes. An entourage. My own livery.
The epoxy unit should carry mirror like yeah, like that, like king style.
Yeah, like a king said. Yeah, we'll say you guys do that. Yeah, you like maybe Ed, you just quickly like install some like rings on the side of like the armoire and put some holes through it, and the 6 pox units will just march them down the street. Or you really only need 4, so 4 of them will march them down the street. Everyone will be like, "Whoa!" as he like goes down the street.
Please be
And
careful.
he's like,
This is a very useful item. If you drop that,
Well, everyone's on shore leave with this, so the mirror has to take time off as well.
It's not a person.
You're not a person.
They're
In
not
fact,
wrong.
I feel wrong calling them just Mirror. Mirror, do you want a name? Do you have a name?
Don't give it a name. It's just an object.
You're so mean.
You're a magical tool. You're not a.
You're a
You're a
magical
magical
tool.
tool.
No,
That was
there's
actually
nice.
That was nice.
He goes, I had a name. I don't remember what it is though. I was trapped in this mirror so very long ago.
All right, we'll stick to Mirror for now. That's kind of-
Charlie.
I'll think about it. I'll think about a cool name.
Charlie.
We'll open the door to Chaplin.
And he goes, ah, and they like bow and like put him down. And everyone's like, ooh, oh, what's up over here? And he goes, oh, wow, look at all these people. Well, I'm getting a lot of social anxiety right now, but I kind of like it. And they go, oh,
Oh,
Chaplin,
hey, it's the mirror.
it's
Bring
the
it in, bring
mirror.
it in. Let's put him where he can see the stage.
Yeah, I'm being treated so well here. And you put him up against the wall. And he's
Oh,
like,
well, we'll put him behind the bar. He can be the mirror behind the bar.
You're behind the bar. Oh, mirror on the wall behind the bar. That's great. Just adding titles. And you put him behind the bar, and you'll just kind of like talk to whoever comes to the bar for the drink. He's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, yeah, you want to see what your mom's doing? And just will like, you'll just hang out and piss some people off, but most of the time just like give a good laugh. And at a certain point, then like they put like a fun drink like on the mirror, I don't know, the top. And he's like just talking people up, and they're like, "Get the mirror on stage!" And they're like, "Yeah, get the mirror on stage!" And then they put him up on stage, and he does a bit, and he actually kills it up on stage. He rolls a modified 20. And he's like, "Oh, I remember. Oh man, you wouldn't believe what it's like being a mirror, having to look at your ugly mugs all day." And everyone's like, "Ah ha ha ha." And he does a little like a mirror stand-up routine. Ooh, I want to see if I can. Okay. I'm gonna try and get something for you guys real quick. See if anything fun turns out here. He goes, oh, hey, everybody, it's my prime reflection time. And he goes, it isn't always easy being a magic mirror. People are always asking me the same questions. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Seriously, you know how awkward it is when I have to say, not you? And everyone's like, and everyone like gives an applause, and he actually kills it. And people are like putting coins on his little ledge there, and he's like, thank you. And he kills it, and he brings in a little crowd, and he seems to second as a comedian a little bit, and he has a great time. And he's like, at one point in the night, he's just drunk, and nobody knows how he got drunk, or he's just pretending. He's like, I love you guys. And Mir has like the best night of his life. You guys give him the best night of his life.
Oh, good. He deserved that.
Yeah, it was a good time. And with that, maybe despite themselves, at least Ed and Arendelle, and Basan, it seems, who showed up in the midst of, like, it's sort of like one of those midnight walks where, like, you and your pals are out a little tipsy. You kind of end up back at the ship. You're like, yeah, let's get the beer over to the best medicine. You guys at the Pox units are at the back going, ha, 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 ha. Maybe the crew largely ends up at the best medicine and just kind of has a good time and has some gags and drinks some drinks and has a fun time. With that, you guys will have a long rest and a hangover of varying levels. Your choice there.
Chance we can we can take our break there too.
Yeah, it's a perfect time. Yeah, so you guys take a long rest, take our break, and they come back. We'll do a little shore league downtime, a little carousing, a little whatever you want to do. Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back in 15-ish minutes, whenever everyone gets back. Cool.
I love Mirror as an NPC.
I like him too.
I love Mirror. And the idea that like he might become Bisan's new best friend.
That's funny. That's very funny. He's looking for friends. He's like socially starved, so it works out.
Poor little Bisan, her best friends are a mirror and a beholder. And oh, I gotta get Chaplin down to Terrell. If I can get Chaplin down to Winterhaven, we can learn how to play that game.
Oh, what game?
Sangalor can teach us to play the game. He would know how. He's an illithid.
Oh, yeah.
My only
That'd
other
be fun.
friend in the world is an illithid. Like,
Yeah, that would be fun.
Bisan's friends are just this weird collection of individuals
Of Outcast.
and a horribly overfed. And why are all of my pets overfed?
Yeah, weird. I will be back.
Just wait, let everyone get back to the table. Wait, no, Aaron, Carmen, all the other wonderful people. Get them to the table. Hey, let's get back to it. They'll show up when they show up. All right. Let's bring her in. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. There we go. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. So you all wake up the next morning. You guys have some time. You have some short leave before you take whatever next step is your next step. So who would like to go first? Yes, Arundel. What would you like to do on this strange rock of Raw?
So I'll just go for a walk about the place, obviously taking everything in. But I would like to go and find Elmander's star charts.
Fantastic. Indeed, you do. You'll find Elmander's star charts. Not too hard to find. It is apparently very fine place. Very well known place here in Rockwell. Where are you? Yeah, you come to this one building, and you walk inside to find this very, very old elven proprietor to the shop. He's got a couple scars on his face. He looks like either some kind of retired veteran or retired adventurer. Certainly older than you. He's probably maybe around his 5th or 6th century, somewhere around there. He's an older guy. So is the grace of the elves, but nonetheless. And he'll just speak to you in Elvish. And he'll say, "Be welcome in this place. Who might you be?"
Good day, sir. My name is Arundel Lunaber.
It's a great honor to meet you, Mr. Lunaber.
It was an honor to meet yourself. I take it you served at one point?
In a mercenary capacity during the war, but I was an adventurer back during the first Unhuman War. I am retired now and on the ship.
Wow.
I was much an explorer of the Astral Sea a little bit. forgive me for saying so, your name is very familiar in these parts. Would you be the Captain Willow?
Hmm. No, I am another Captain Lunabo, his brother.
I see. My apologies. Just a very familiar name. But I'm sure you have quite a legacy of your own.
I'm making my legacy. It is not yet.
Perhaps that is why you're here.
Well, I've been sent here because you have a map possibly that I could be in need of. So I'm looking for a map of. I could write it down. Where am I? I don't write that. I just wrote it. Ah, yes. A map for the Great Space.
Yes, of course. I think I have some here, and he's gonna go amongst his fine selection of maps. And this is a beautiful shot, by the way. It's the constellation sort of illusory across the roof that kind of change and move, and he will like go through, and he is going to pull this scroll from one of his, massive library or massive scroll casing faces, and we'll pull it forth. It's a rather thick one, and it's made on a very, very fine, possibly magical vellum. And he'll say, yes, this is the one. Realm space to great space, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
I'd be more than happy to impart this upon you. This one isn't too far away. He opens it up and takes a little peek, and he says, yes, yes, yes. Indeed, it is only one stop through the flow in order to get from realm space to great space. So I would only charge 300 gold pieces for this.
Okay. I'll take that. Thank you.
Very well. And he will slide the map across, and if you subtract 300 gold pieces, you have gained for your party the knowledge of how to travel from realm space to great space. He will also say, and as a note, and perhaps a thank you for the purchase, if ever you require the need to update any of your star charts that you currently have, feel free to bring them here, and I will do so free of charge.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sorry. What is your name?
I am Elmendon.
Amanda. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And he'll sort of give you a bow of the head, a traditional elven goodbye, and let you on your way. And with that, because you've accomplished it, I think I have it up right now. You're on roll 20. I have put up your Astral Sea map, and I am going to unlock a little bit more for you guys, because now you have access to this information. Oh. Nope, nothing there. Okay. Step it around. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Lunabo, as you have obtained the map?
I'll just have a walk around and walk through the market, and just have a good look around and just see what's about.
Fair enough. Okay. You look around and you see anything that you might have already known as a player. You see the many different bazaars and markets. You see that there is crime, and you see that a lot of people have personal protections. At a certain point, there will be an elven warrior who is in the very traditional elven armada gear. Will walk up to you, and he'll say, Captain Arendil Lunarbo.
I am, yes.
If you would please come with me, our meetings to take place that you've requested.
Yes, thank you.
and he will bring you indeed to a little place called the Edge, a fine but somewhat rowdy bar, and he will take you up the stairs to one of the private rooms where, in a fairly nice room, you are going to see sitting at a desk is the Elven Armada, or yeah, the Elven Armada Admiral Icarus, your superior, just sort of sitting at the table. He's cloaked. You can see that there is the usual sort of Admiralty outfit underneath. He has the hood off, but he's here specifically for you, you presume. As you enter the room, he sort of stands up. The warrior who brought you will close the door behind you. His hair is a little more short, a little more military. Even unusual for elves, they like their long hair a little bit, but he has short hair. He does have like sort of a scar down the edge of his eye. He's seen some shit. He's a pretty experienced admiral. He's not just like a behind the desk admiral. He worked his way up to where he is. He says, Captain Lunarville, it's good to see you again.
Admiral, it's a pleasure, as always. Thank you for me.
Yes, of course. And he'll pick up a bottle, and he's going to pour 2 glasses, and he says, I expect you're probably missing the delights of meat. I thought it'd be nice to bring some wine. And he will pour fine Evermeet wine, brewed over 100, or what is it? Yeah, like 100-year-old bottle of wine. He'll pour you each a glass, and he'll hand one to you and give you a little cheers. He'll say, I received the report from your crew, Captain. You truly think that the Citadel is a place to be ventured?
I believe at this moment in time it is safe for any elven kind. Any other species or would not be welcome there. There is still spectres of elves that have been there since the Mind Flare attack. So it is very unsafe.
Fair enough. Tricky, admittedly. There are only so many elves. We're spread a little bit thin in elven space. There is preceding the war, but this is good intelligence. You've done well. Thank you.
If I may, sir, may I suggest that you leave my crew there to be able to start making waves, and then if I need them at any point, then they are available to me.
Of course, they will forever and always remain under your but they will remain under your command. If you ever wish to call upon them, consider them at your disposal.
Thank you, sir.
So I will see to it that a secondary ship is sent immediately in case they are needed elsewhere.
Okay. So I've asked you here because I need to tell you. I'll be taking somewhat of a sabbatical.
You haven't taken a sabbatical in 100 years.
Something has come to my attention. I learned that my brother, Alcan, was killed here by, well, not here, but by a mind flare. No less a prophet. The crew that I am with now were his crew. Well, some. I wish to stay with them, find out as much about this prophet as I can. Hopefully to exact some revenge, but also impart our knowledge and my knowledge back to you.
Let's see. The death of your brother will be a deep blow to elven kind. If you ever wished, I have no doubt that there will be an eve of songs sung in his honor in Evermeet. If ever you found it fitting, you could come. You could hear them.
I have already paid my respects here on the rock. As you know, My relationship with my brother was sparse and uh, not great to say the least. Having to live up to him and still in his shadow is somewhat wearing. But I will not let this go. I would like to see this profit at the end of my blade before he is done.
I understand. Well, you of course have your leave, Captain. And should you require your crew in this endeavor, you may, but do so with caution. I would of course advise you to be cautious. The path of revenge can be a poisonous one. I understand your need for it and support it. Just care for your own spirits.
Thank you for your advice, Anna.
Well, you return to us when you need, if you need, hunt this profits. And regardless of your own feelings, I expect the Astral Sea will be a better place without it, whatever it is. And I wish you the greatest of luck, and may the Twilight Rider guide you on the seas.
Thank you, Admiral. Just one thing though. If I need your aid in some way, we'll have it.
I will see what I can do. I may be an admiral, but I have my resources outside the military. I can't in good conscience dedicate too much resources to this, as we are, again, spread thin. We have lost much of the frontier, but if this threat is one to many of the innocent lives of the Astral Sea, something will have to be done. We are not without our need for justice. If there is something that you need us for, you always can contact me.
Thank you, Admiral. And seeing as he's been a mentor to me throughout my centuries, I would embrace him as as a father figure that I would have seen.
He'll embrace you, and he'll do like the forehead touch, and he'll give you a less formal Elven goodbye, and it's a little more of a, it's like a casual, very familiar Elven goodbye. He says, "I wish you well. I would advise caution, but your skill is peerless, and you're not required. Go where the twilight takes you."
Or you do words. Thank you.
And he will nod, and he'll leave you with that. And he'll say, "Oh, and keep the rest of the bottle. I expect you'll need it."
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and he will depart your company. Being creatures of such age, however long this will take, it'll probably be like the blink of an eye for elves, however long they'll be gone. So it's not a very long, like, goodbye. However long it may take, even if it's years, for elves of your age and stature, it will probably feel shorter than it would for some of the younger races. And he leaves you as if you were going on vacation for a week. Yeah, and you will see him again, no doubt.
Yep. Thank you.
Sweet. Fantastic. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your day one?
No, I'd just most probably go back to the ship.
Fair enough. Okay, start heading back to the ship. Let's do this. I like this. Why don't we? So we'll do the downtime in a minute. But if we want to go around and see if anyone has like very specific tasks to perform, we'll do those first, and then we'll come back around for like the what you want to do with your week kind of thing. So does anybody have any more specific tasks or specific conversations or anything? Yes, Ed, what would you like to do?
My building stuff. I want to finish the breastplate. I figured
Cool.
last night since I went to finish chicanery, I didn't get a chance to work on it. So
How much time do you have left on your breastplate?
that was what I was going to ask you.
I have not been keeping track. I expected you would be the one keeping track.
What? Let me see. I had the number 15 days here. That's the last note I updated. So I would say that's since I
Okay.
started it.
15 days.
And
Okay,
that
let's
was
go take a
before we
look.
left to the water planet.
Understood, understood. Let me go take a look and get us reacquainted with how that all works. Crafting. We love a good craft. Okay. Um, so for selling raw materials, make an item you need with time, determine 8-hour workday. So you've paid the gold for it. I'm pretty sure you already
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
I've had to put in the hours.
Got it. To determine how many days, working 8 hours a day, it takes to make an item, divide the purchase cost by 10. So, how much is the breastplate worth?
I guess I put the note I put was 15 days. I forgot the price though, but I remember paying that.
Yeah, you paid that, so let's not worry about that. But it is worth 400 gold pieces, which means it would take 40 days to complete, and you've done 15.
Okay.
So, yeah, mark that down somewhere, just to keep track of it.
Okay.
Yep,
So
you can
40
keep
days?
Smith them. 40 total days, and you've done 15 already, so you should have 25 left.
Perfect. Alrighty, so that is the no.
Okay. So we'll
And
come back to again like projects. We'll come back to projects, but if there's any role play conversations or errands anyone needs to run, let's do those now. If that makes any sense, just to get like the singular interactions out of the way before we go to the like sort of time lapse, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any conversations or errands to run?
I got a combo.
Yeah.
Ed would probably gather the sun and Etherith. Let him know everything that Saloon told him about Great Space, about Thalcius. That's where they think his brother's at, about the cost of the map. And if you'd like, Arendelle can overhear when they're talking about the maps because he was going to also introduce Arendelle and let him know that Arendelle's going to be the commander. And
Sweet.
he's going to. I believe in an outside perspective, especially one with experience, is good for us. And quite frankly, I think someone with history in the Alvin Armada and a lot more official state will help us in the long run.
To the whole cruise there, or at least this group.
Yeah, Chaplin.
Yeah.
That would explain why the mirror couldn't locate your brother. He can't reach across planes.
Well, I hope that my expertise and years of service with the Armada will help. But I am here to help all of you.
Hey, Captain.
Yes, Chaplin.
If we have some, I know we were supposed to do the big wizard job for the wizardy guy. Nobody's moping about, so I assume that turned out okay. If we have some extra funds in the ship's kind of group bank, would it be possible for us to get a hold of a couple, well, a few fairly sizable diamonds, for safety's sake?
Well, as far as that wizard job goes, it seems they were very pleased because we were left a sizable sum of gold, um, some of which the other night, Ed and myself and Arendelle, we went through it and the artifacts. So we had quite a bit of fun. I'm sure if these diamonds are of use, we can stock up as well as anything else we might need. Maybe some upgrades to the ship. I open for
If the
discussion.
if the ship would be willing to donate, I know it's a lot, but maybe about 1,000 gold, we'd be pretty stocked up as far as future catastrophes and losing folks goes.
How does everyone feel about that? I'm okay with it. Sounds good to me.
Well, I mean, I only just joined this crew, so how you spend your hard-earned cash is down to you, but it's better to be safe than sorry, I would say.
Hyper, Hassan.
I have no objections.
Okay.
This entire time, Bisan has just been nodding enthusiastically, like, yes, of course.
Well,
Words
feel
are
free
hard
to,
to miss.
to get that handle, Chaplin, later today. Yeah, I'll show you where the gold is. These cases are good. They have arcane locks, so anything we need to store in the future will be handy. I'm thinking we take a sizable amount of shore leave because, well, I imagine we're going to be heading towards great space if we can. And we also need time to learn how to even get there, if we can even get there.
Captain,
Yes.
have this. And I'll produce the map for us to get to great space.
Map revealed to them.
Yeah, Arendelle produces a beautiful Velium astrological map of that leads from realm that basically describes the path between realm space and great space. It shows like the flow and how to utilize it. Very expensive.
I have also made a deal with a local map maker here that if ever we need our maps updated, then we just need to go to him and he shall do it for free.
Thank you. This helps us quite a bit. If you don't mind, I'd like to spend tonight studying this one with you. You as well, after if all of our Spelljammers for transportation team. I want us to be as comfortable with great space as possible. We have no true idea what we're going to find that day, so it's best to be most prepared.
Of course, Cap.
Very well.
May I also just ask one more question, Captain?
Of course.
Your weaponry on board. I've seen a curious device.
The cartridge.
So, in my expertise, I mean, is there somewhere that we can maybe look at trying to upgrade the weaponry that we have? I mean, the quadridge, I assume, is a reloading material. I have heard some word of something about, but never seen it so far.
Of course. I'll be happy to show you all of it. And, I do have some other upgrades I'd like to do, given the time, which is why I was going to suggest for a shore leave, if we take another 30 days. That sound good? gives
On a
us a
note,
chance.
the trip to Great Space will be a long one. It'll be like traveling to the edge of realm space, which takes many days, and then traveling down the flow. I don't know if you all recall when you were first attacked by the Prophet, but it was a matter. It was like this will be a journey of like a month or two. This will be quite a while.
I imagine we're going to be
Yeah.
gone a
Yeah,
long
no.
time.
Before I would like to talk to you privately, but yes.
Well, we have our plan. We have our time. 30 days. Take the month. I'll inform the rest of the crew, and we know where we're going. We have our map. Chaplin, you collect everything you need. And with the extra funds we have, plus what I make per day, we could see if we need to upgrade the ship or maybe even look for more enforcement for the crew. I think might be in need for frontliners. Never know. I'll let you all decide that. But yeah, we've got a month crew and a journey somewhere new after that. So let's be ready.
I'd like to address the matter of the artifacts we do have and their distribution.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just, I suppose, run down the list, starting with the Tome of Clear Thought. Anyone want to become smarter? I see Basan's hand.
I'm not sure that I'm the best for it, but I certainly wouldn't pass up a chance to become a little smarter.
So, Basan and Chaplin, which out of the two of you who wants it more?
Right to the death!
Bisan
Shut up, Mirror.
Bisan can have it. I sense there's a couple other things in that pile I might be interested in.
After visibly sweating.
Thank you.
Dragonborns could sweat.
Somehow, yeah, just like trickles of white. It's like
You didn't know until now.
Yeah. The manual of stone golems I'll consider to just be something for the whole crew to work towards. It's something extraordinarily expensive to use, but something to work towards. We'll need 80,000 gold pieces to make anything out of it. So, there's that. Baba Yaga's dancing broom.
What is that? That's fantastic. Is that a chicken foot?
Yes, it's a chicken foot. Do you want it, Chaplin?
What does it do?
Well, you say the command word, and the broom animates. It does whatever you tell it to, even insofar as giving someone a couple of whacks if you tell it to.
It whacks?
Yes, it will whack people autonomously.
This is fantastic. Does it clean? Can it clean?
Yes, it's a broom. Of course it can clean.
Oh, I want to talk to this broom. Can I have the broom?
You can have the broom.
Incredible.
Next is one of the War Mage. I already possess my staff is a far greater magical artifact than this, but if anyone wishes to dabble in sorcery, this wand would be a good start.
What does it do? I'm curious. That actually I don't.
Above the table, it's literally like a +1 wand. I think.
For attack rolls, I believe.
For attack rolls only, yeah.
Depends on
That'd be
what.
good for Ed, because Ed, you're always blasting away with your
Yeah.
pistol.
I
You can
could, I
modify
could
it into like a
probably,
pistol.
yeah, I could turn this into my, yeah, sure.
You're the most blasty person of us all, or of you all.
I'll probably modify it into his arcade fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who rolls attack rolls the most with their spells? Ed.
Yeah, I'll take that
Yeah.
for sure.
Very well. All yours, Captain. Next is a wand of fireballs. Has about 7, by my estimation, 7 charges. And you can, whenever you use it, you can only use up to 3. Each for each charge you use, the fireball you fling out gets more powerful. I'm somewhat interested in this item myself.
Well, then, after it, why don't you take it?
Seems like a perfect wand for a dragon.
It requires attunement. Second
got-
thought.
I've got 3 open slots, so if nobody can take it, I will.
Yeah, it requires. You're a paladin, you can spellcast. So,
No, I'm a cleric. I'm not a paladin. I'm a fire cleric.
cleric. Yep, by all means. And don't consider it, I don't know, a recruitment gift.
No, if nobody wants it, I'll take it.
Oh yeah, I ignore half cover too. Uh-huh.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right.
So next is the Staff of Fire. This is it's very rare. And
Worth a lot of money too. Nobody
worth
wants
a
it.
lot of money, and I'm the only one who can use it. Wait, unless did Basan take a level in Wizard?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And could in fact wear the hat of wizardry. I forgot all
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that.
yeah. In which case,
Oh,
that's actually
I love that. Basan wearing a fucking Gandalf hat. That's awesome.
Right? I kind of love that too.
I
With their weird little gift face
strictly
under a
speaking,
great big witch hat.
by the Staff of Fire may be somewhat more powerful than my key, but the key was a gift from my lady. I could never part with it, so I just hand over the Staff of Fire and the wizard hat to Basan, because this, I don't know,
She hands the staff back to you and says, "Why do you have to give up a can't you keep the key?"
the key is mine. I'm giving
then
you
keep-
the
but-
Staff
but
of
you-
Fire is yours.
But you said that you could never part with the key. Why can't you have the staff and keep the key?
The key is the key. There's a Staff of Fire, which is the item I'm giving you. I'm keeping my key staff.
I see. She's asking why you can't have 2 staffs.
I mean, I
I
could.
doesn't want to give it up though.
I would feel very strange carrying around 2 staves, but if you don't want the
What does the staff of fire do?
resistance to fire damage, and
It's pretty cool. It doesn't fire
gives you stuff has 10 charges and allows you to cast Burning Hands, Fireball, and Wall of Fire for varying charge costs. It's very good.
Screw it. She'll take the staff,
Yeah.
put the hat on her head.
Stuff of Fire is yours.
Yes, she's going full Alphaba. Alphaba, excuse me.
Okay, that covers that. How do we do shores? Ursat's Eye. And we're going into the less fancy things. No one's
missing
lost.
an eye. That's
Yeah, no one's missing an eye, are they?
Wait. How much is that worth?
Good.
Gold.
Good question.
It's a common item. You would know it's worth like like it's around probably less than 50 gold, maybe around 50 gold, something like that.
If it's not going to make a big difference in the ship's bank, I mean, it seems like it's kind of a fun thing for pranks.
Uh, how? The only prank I could. It's not even a prank. You have to just assault someone, tear out their eye, and shove the new one in. This just sounds traumatic.
Well, I wasn't going to take it that far. I just mean that, sometimes a misplaced eye can be a little alarming.
Um, by all means, it's all yours.
So concerned.
Um, Next is the Dark Shard amulet, which, well, I would advise giving to Tidewalker. She's our only warlock.
Right, right.
Next is hold up the cloak, billow.
Yeah, you hold the cloak and you're like billow, and it very heroically billows in the non-existent wind.
Chaplin.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
Chaplin.
Anyway. Next is the Orb of Time. This is, dare I say, a redundant. It's a spellcasting focus, but you can ask it the time. It'll tell you if it's day, night. You can tell the time with it. But I guess we can just keep it in the ship and use to keep track of time.
If that water planet wasn't so quick and weird with its rotation, it might have been helpful to use underwater, I suppose.
I suppose, although with the water planet, it's just a case of counting out half hours. And next is the Perfume of Bewitching. I would like it.
And don't worry about that one.
It's because he smells like lizards.
It's just it's a useful thing for diplomacy.
It's
I just
diplomacy.
I just look at the captain like, just help me do my job better. And lastly, I'm going to regret this. Just hold up a deck of cards.
Yes!
This is a magical deck of cards.
Chaplin.
These are generally quite powerful, but chaotic and potentially dangerous. I don't know the exact I don't know what they do.
Is that a game? Can I play?
No. Chaplin.
No.
Until we know what the exact manner of deck it is, we have to be very careful and responsible with this.
Well, we could just look at it.
The moment you draw a card, that's it.
Maybe
Oh,
not
the game's-
Chaplin.
The game starts.
No, it's not a game, Chaplin. These are powerful weapons in some cases, or can totally destroy something. And from what
Well,
I've
keep in
heard,
mind, none of you. Keep in mind, you don't know what it is necessarily.
that's
For all
why
you know, it can make funny illusions.
Yeah.
I'm saying it could be a gambit of things. So until we know what these are, shall we keep them safe?
Can I I don't have identify. Can I just use Arcana to try and figure out what kind of deck it is or not?
Sure, make me an arcana check.
Oh, that's a 9.
Oh man. You don't know.
Chaplin, if you go to Tyrell with me, I have a friend who could teach us to play the game that you played with the dragon.
Oh, really? You think he might know how to play?
He's illithid. He should know how to play.
Yeah, we should probably learn the real rules. I think that dragon was making stuff up.
This might be like a bit of a shot in the dark, but I want to cast Detect Magic just to see if like I can at least get a hint of what the deck does by
Um,
learning what school, if
every
any.
school of magic explodes off of the desk. It's like someone just like shone like just turned on their flashlight off from their phone in your eye as like every school of magic just suddenly like into your face from various cards in the deck. This is by very clearly a powerful deck that has every imaginable school of magic involved.
That does actually, in a way, narrow it down.
It does narrow it down, actually. I'd actually allow you to make a second Arcana check if you want.
Okay, since that's narrowed it down a little bit. That is
A
a
little bit.
21.
Nice.
In this moment, the thing just blasts you, and it sort of like literally makes a little light bulb go off in your head, kind of in a way, where you you don't know everything about it, but you've heard legend of an incredibly chaotic deck of cards that can grant the greatest of blessings and the most terrible of curses. It's an entire gamble which you might get, but the rewards are as potent as the risks, which are immense. I'm trying to find my deck of many things, so if someone pulls a card, we can do it. That's what I'm doing.
This is.
Love that thing.
I
What is it?
almost
Deck of-
feared
deck of
this.
what?
It's a deck of many things.
Many thanks. Okay.
Chaplin, if I bestow this to you, please promise me that you won't, that you'll be responsible with it.
Yes.
I know I'm asking a lot.
Off the table, you know he's not going to be.
No, I know he's not. Of course he's not.
He actually gives a very like genuine, like earnest look as much as he can with a face that doesn't move. But he's like, okay, I do understand the concern, but and I can be a little mischievous. I do like fun and I do play pranks, but I'm not really a liar. In general, if you've known me to be pretty honest, so okay, I promise that if I take the deck, I will make someone aware before I begin trying to use it.
You're the purest of heart.
I suppose my real request is just don't just draw cards in your downtime. That's all I ask. If we're in the middle of a fight and you think it's a good call, by all means, go for it.
Yeah, that sounds like a fair deal.
That sounds like the best time to draw a card, right?
Yeah. Just don't get bored one day and think I'm just going to draw 3 cards and see what happens. Oh no.
Right. I mean, we do have a long voyage coming up, but I will resist.
Okay, and I'll give you the deck of many things.
Yes. 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 Every time I give a deck of many things to a party, they're too scared to do anything with it, and they rarely ever draw from it.
Didn't Jace use one, or did he not?
That was because I kind of forced it on you guys. It was because of you guys were in the you were doing like the challenge to like entertain the arc phase, so they oh yeah, you were a part of it at the time. Yeah, the party was yeah. So basically, the party was like there was like a series of games that were being put on for the entertainment of the various arc phase, and they were some of them were combats, and others were like mental challenges, and then one of them was basically a game of roulette that involved a deck of many things. Basically, like
nice.
Who's the last? Basically, the contestants stepped up and kept drawing cards until the last man was standing. That's genuinely what it did. It was a great time. It was a great time.
That does.
And what I'm saying is, we should do it. Do it.
Chaos Cleric.
And
Nara Glitter Gold is like, do it. Do
and
it.
that covers
Right,
everything.
he's gonna be so happy.
Yeah, Nara Glitter Gold is like doing a little like a little Irish water dancing jig up in the stars. I'll give you a free level if you do it. Okay. That's one of the things you can get if you draw.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you get a free level. That's one of them. I'll just tell you about all the good ones so that you do it. I'm not kidding. We'll stop making this about me. Let's keep going.
That covers everything. There's about 5,000 gold worth of interesting bits and pieces, but ultimately more valuable to a collector than to an adventurer.
Oh.
Well,
But a
more
great
money in the bank
haul.
isn't bad.
You sold all of this, you could make your golem. In fairness.
I like that. I feel a little gritty, but I kind of love that. Like Chaplin is the repository for weird items that nobody wants, like the Ursat's eye.
Yeah. I was like, sure, man, have it. Okay. I'm curious, Ethra, do you pray to Hecate in the mornings and the nights and eves, anything like that?
Yeah, I would say so.
You recall, not in your prayer, but never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that.
It'll be fine.
Fine.
Fun. That's all I had to say. Anyone else?
Oh, that's a good coverage. Anything we don't need, sell it, add it to the funds, and let's see where we're at there. Son?
The son will take the hat off and say, "The hat does what my amulet does, but my amulet does it better."
Very well.
Like the song, that hat looks so fetching on you. You should have left it.
You don't have to tune to it, you just keep wearing it. Yeah. Yeah. Chaplin, since you are the bearer of the deck of many things, I'd like you to roll me a d4 to see how many cards are in the deck.
Okay. Four.
Okay, it's a full deck. There's a
Oh,
1 in
no.
3 chance that it's a full deck, so that is a full 22 card deck that you have. Not that you know that, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wouldn't know. Yeah, I mean, he would know how thick it is, but he wouldn't know it in comparison to anything else, right? So.
Yeah, you don't have any context. Yeah, you don't have context for it, but I don't know, above table, there's a 1 in 4 chance you have a full deck, and you have a full
Right.
deck. Yeah.
All right. That probably means it has more good stuff and almost no bad stuff at all.
Exactly. Not really. Okay, fantastic. Is there any other like errands or conversations that anybody wants to do, or do we want to go to like sort of the time lapse of stuff you do on the Rock Brawl?
I mean, I really do. I don't know if we assumed this already, but I really do want to go and buy three portions of 300 gold piece diamonds for Revivify.
It sounds like you guys are going to spend quite a bit of time there. I don't think it'll be an issue to do. You can add those to your inventory and mark off the gold.
Okay. Just 300 a piece then? I didn't know if there was going to be a little bit of an upcharge to it or no. Okay.
No, gems sell for their base price. There's like a list of selling stuff like for example, weapons and arms only sell for like half price, but gemstones will buy and sell for their exact price.
All right. I would then that 900 would come out of the ship's money, and that would be it essentially.
Got it. So just out of curiosity, the 1,500, we're calling it crew money? We're calling it like ship money? Or is that being divided?
Oh, I assumed so. That's how I was using it.
Captain?
For the rest of the funds, or the ones that
You guys got the 15,000 gold piece. Is that going as like a like a party fund, like a ship fund, or is that you divided?
Well, that's for the crew to decide. That's basically, do we want to pump in upgrades? Do we have personal costs? That's what Ed was saying as far as choosing the funds after Chaplin bought those stones. Also, it's
Okay.
15,000. I thought it was 1,500.
No. That's 15,000.
15,000. Yes.
Yeah, no, 1,500 sucks. For what you did,
Well,
that's 15,000.
well, and plus we're getting like another. Ethra said they had like another 5,000 in odds and ends, right? So we should be somewhere up around 20 before Chaplin buys
Well, let
dice.
me ask you about that. Are you guys going to just sell it to whoever and get the 5,000 quick, or does some of you want to use some of your downtime to try and sell them to collectors for more?
Sell it for the good money.
Oh, we got the time.
We've got the time, so you sell it for the good money, don't you? What
Yeah.
you can, I
Because
think.
all I'm planning on doing is just building my breastplate and some other stuff.
Okay. Well, it sounds like Arendelle, you want to take charge of selling them to private collectors.
No, I'll let Efrith do that. He's more
Okay.
magic item thing. I've got something in my head that I want to do. Anyway.
Fair enough. Okay.
I'll do
Sounds like we're
yeah.
going to. Oh yeah. Fantastic.
Oh,
Sounds like we're going to.
I was gonna say I'll do the selling.
Beauty. Okay, so let's go to the sort of time lapse, shall we call it? We'll go into proper downtime at this time. Let me ask the party, how long do you intend to spend on the Rock of the Brawl? Or just doing like shore leave and stuff?
I say like a month, 30,
Yeah, to
31
take a
days.
full month?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Goodness gracious, Great Falls of Fire. This is going to be some time. But that's okay. We like downtime. I'm just going to do a quick little peek for the new DMG. I want to see if they have downtime stuff over here. I'm trying to be good and learn as I go here. Nope, it doesn't seem that they have downtime here. It's probably going to be supplement content later. So we will stick with Xanathars, the wonderful Xanathars guy. Okay, a month. That's a long period of time. So it's a standard month, so that's going to be considered 30 days. So let's get down to it. I want to take this in 10-day segments. So we're going to go in 10-day segments. If somebody just wants to do something for the entire amount of time and make it easy, that's fine. But I want to take her in 10-day segments. So we're going to go around to just about everybody. Okay, who wants to go first? Who's the best idea of what they want to do? Chaplin.
Yeah, I can. Mine's going to be real easy. I'm going to do it for the entire 90 days, or not 90, 30.
30.
30. But Chaplin, part of his intention with having the best medicine was to provide kind of free clinic hours during the time when they were when the party was available on the Rock of Brawl. So he will put a little makeshift sign with his little carpentry skills. He'll put a little makeshift sign outside of the best medicine, and during like the kind of the daylight hours when the nightclub portion isn't open yet, he will actually take and see various just locals who have minor medical needs that they want taken care of or whatever.
Fantastic. You're being a doctor. Man, that's so responsible and kind of you. Okay, let's see what the best downtime is. So I'll let you decide. It's up to you. Okay, is there a... Let's see. Training, a language. Is there a tool proficiency that you're trying to train in to do with this? Because it could be tool training proficiency. This could be considered work, like for pay. This could be considered This could be considered religious service if you wanted to do it for free.
That's really honestly kind of how I was looking at it, was that this is, intended to be his temple. Um, and he didn't want to do it for profit. And I've already got the healing feat, and I'm proficient with the healer's kit. So I don't know that I need to necessarily work on a skill. I think this is more of a religious action, kind of like a humanitarian sort of thing for him.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Um, okay. So you're basically using the it's actually a very good point. I do need to do this because you guys don't just live for free, unfortunately. Maybe you do, Chaplin, because you're a robot, so I'm not too worried about expenses.
Well, and I have the building, so
Yeah.
and I don't eat, right?
Yeah, so you're fine. We don't need to worry about that. Okay. You're going to be providing a very unique religious service, which is free of charge, which is pretty great. That's very cool. Okay, let's get to it. So I will ask: are you trying to like use your tools to do this? Like, are you using magic, or are you trying to use like herbalism and stuff?
Yeah, I was thinking, because he does have the healer feat and he does use a healing kit often. I was thinking it would probably be kind of a mixture of both, whatever's the most appropriate for the item. I'm guessing that he doesn't have anything super high level yet, so he's not growing anyone's limbs back or really, I wasn't intending to bring anybody back to life. So it would be kind of like minor cure wounds, or literally just physically, tending to somebody's wounds, or an illness or something like that with the medical kit, or cure wounds or healing word. Maybe, if there's groups of people not feeling well, maybe healing, mass healing word or whatever. But nothing like, like I said, I'm not growing back limbs or bringing anybody back from the dead or anything like that. Just general like
Yeah.
clinical services. Little
Got it.
Susie's got a cough or whatever, right?
Understood. So most of the time when you go to like get a cure wounds at a temple, you do have to pay gold for it. But since you're providing it for free, that's like people are gonna flock to you. But so you're using magic more than you're using, like, you're not using this as like a secondary training thing. This is like you're just using your magic. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. For your religious service, let's check it out. I want you to make me either we're gonna make this a little unique. Make me a religion or a medicine check.
Okay.
And since you're gonna be there for 30 days, and you want to do this the entire 30 days, do it 6 times.
Okay.
5-day work weeks.
All right, you ready for numbers? I'm going with religion. I'm going with religion on these, by the way. So the first one was 20.
Hit me with them one at a time. Yeah.
22.
22. What is your charisma score?
My charisma
modifier
score, is +1.
Okay. So we immediately find ourselves in a good problem. So what you get out of religious service, as you provide it for free, is you gain divine favors. So how it works is the following. In broad terms, it is a promise of future assistance from a respective temple with dealing with a specific problem, general political or social support, reduced cost of clerical spells by 50%, or a favor of divine intervention, which could be an omen, a vision, or a very minor miracle of chemo. We did this a lot with Finch in the other game.
Yeah.
So you can only have as many as 1 plus your charisma mod. So week 1, you come out of the gate providing beautiful, beautiful service, and you already have 2 favors. So you can keep doing this if you want, but you've maxed out of your benefit in doing it in this capacity. If you wished, you could start swapping over to trying to use herbalism more or alchemy more as part of your healing, and gain training through it as like a benefit if you want.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I mean,
Yep.
might as well mix that in a little bit while we're here and we have the time, right?
Fair enough.
So I would say let's do herbalism.
Herbalism. Okay, I will need you to spend some money to hire a skilled herbalist to kind of like show you the ropes as you go around training in that sense.
Sure.
So that's going to be. It's going to be. It'll be a. Oh, how long will it take? What's your intelligence modifier?
My intelligence modifier is 0.
0. I'm gonna tell you what, you're busting ass here. Yeah, I was supposed to take 10 work weeks of training. So mark off, if you want, 25 gold pieces a work week. You've already done 1. So that would be 5 work weeks. That would be 120. No. So 30 days is. My brain just stopped working. 6, 5.
Approximately 5, right? 4.
5. So that'd be 125 gold pieces.
Yep.
So if you mark off 125 gold pieces, you can hire a skilled herbalist to come in and show you the ropes while you do the good work.
Okay.
And you can mark off 5 work weeks towards proficiency with a herbalism skill. And you're halfway there at the end of the game.
And during this time, I'm going to use the profit from the nightclub to kind of turn this over.
Okay.
So can we calculate that?
Absolutely. Let's see how we did. And since you're there, you're going to get a bonus because you've been there to help run the business. You're going to be there for 30 days. It's a good thing that you were there because it seems like your business struggled a little bit. So it's going to be 30s. Days. Profits cover the other half. So the business actually struggles a little bit while you're there, Chaplin, just for whatever reason.
It's that damn mirror.
Maybe people are considering this more of like a temple at this point because you're doing so much healing and like people are basically for free, which is unheard of. So people are just like flocking to the medical center and like there's a lot of sick people around. So it kind of makes people not want to go into the tavern, or like it might be a little like unsanitary. They're not sure. Kind of affects the business. Sure. So your business maintenance costs, you'll have to cover half for each day. It was 5, so it's 2.5. 5 times 30 days. So you'll actually have to spend 150 gold if you want to keep the business actually running, as they're sort of struggling to get by.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. Charities are lovely, but expensive.
Are expensive. Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's pretty realistic.
Yeah. So you lose a bit of money, but you keep things afloat nonetheless, regardless, and you help a lot of people on the Rock of Brawl. And now, let's see if there's any complications. Yeah, there is going to be a complication regarding your first couple days of healing. When you were just doing it as like a religious service of training. Okay. On the first day, or actually after the first week when you're providing this like religious service, essentially the temple district comes to you, Chaplin, and they're like, hey, we appreciate the charity. Like, we all need to keep our businesses afloat. We don't mind you doing it, but like, if everyone's going to you, there's going to be no alms for the rest of the churches, which means all the other churches will have to shut down. The religions will begin to sort of fall apart. And they don't tell you to like stop doing it, but they just explain to you why
Yep.
we need to charge for magical services because it pays for the temples. And if you're doing it for free, it takes away from the rest of them. And they instead invite you to, they basically are like, listen, you're running this beautiful like tavern chapel thing. Why don't you upsize and open this up as a sort of new wave temple in the temple district? And they basically invite you to take up your own temple and basically take the best medicine and like upgrade it and bring it to the temple district and give you like a bigger, better space.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
long as,
that
of
sounds
course,
fantastic.
and they're like, so long as you promise to charge for the miracles that you provide. So maybe you're like, because we've already done it all, it'll be like, I'll take the next 30 days to think about it.
Right. How about this? Would it be, and it's fine. I certainly understand where you're coming from, and I understand. To be honest with you, my own business is suffering a little. I've had to put some of my own money into doing this as well. So, how about this for a compromise? I won't advertise as much. And when you do have patrons that come to your temples that are not able to pay the amounts that you would normally charge them, they just don't have the means, you send them to me and I'll take care of them. And then that way you're not really losing any money and I'm still not really taking any in.
They say it's a lovely idea, and we are all very into the idea of charity. It's just, it's something we simply can't achieve. If people will find out, if people already have found out that you're providing free services, and it's hard to keep a temple afloat while there's no gold coming. We can provide services for the much larger spells, but only a handful of people have the gold for that. It's within the cure wounds and the lesser restorations we make the majority of our profits or the majority of our donations to keep the temples running. And without the golds, it's hard to sustain anything. So take some time to think about it. We would love to invite you to join as a proper high cleric of your clergy here on the Rock of Brawl, and open your best medicine within the temple district. So long as you promise to just simply ask for the coin that you're deserved. You have worked very hard to become the cleric you are, and you're deserved your alms and your payments.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your consideration and your generosity and the way that you've come to communicate with me about this. I will give it some thought. Thank you very much.
And she'll bow her head and wish you goodbye. I'm going to say it's the High Priestess of Salune who came, because she knows you guys. And she's like, I want to come as diplomatically. They're like, look, we want to deal with this as diplomatically and as kindly as possible. So she specifically, the High Priestess, comes and like makes you the offer. Like, we have a vacant space. It would be an upgrade for you. All we ask is that you ask for money. But they don't.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah. Hey, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of politics in religion. But yeah, they come to you as earnestly as possible. But over the next 25 days, you try and, you realize you're like, I got this. And then things begin to sort of struggle as you know, and you're like, okay, maybe consider it. And I want to see if there's any complications over the next 25 days. Nope. And finally, nope. The rest of your time goes well, other than the sort of business somewhat struggling to keep afloat. And at the end of the 30 days, maybe we'll see, maybe you start working on setting that up. Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
But in the meantime, let's head over to another PC. Who has plans for their 30 days? Yes.
First, I want to deal with, like, the selling of the stuff.
Okay. Easy enough. I'm going to treat this similar, but not as intensely as magic item sale. Selling a magic item. Why don't you spend, let's call it 15 gold pieces, not the usual 25 out of 15. to
Sure.
spread word of your various desired sales.
Cool.
And then I want you to make me a persuasion check to see what kind of great price you get out of it.
23.
23. Good 5,000 gold pieces. You find, and you like, it takes a lot of work. You have like 20 different buyers for several items, for like the many items that you have. And you end up managing to scoop a profit of 15,000 gold pieces as opposed to the normal
Hey.
5,000. You double your profits.
Nice.
Nope. Woo! My mistake. 10,000. 10,000. You double your profits, not triple your profits. So 10,000 gold piece profit.
Wonderful. And you said I have 15 days left, right?
You have 25.
I want to see if I can't brew a potion of some kind with my alchemist supplies.
Fantastic. And just as a note, I am adding that 10,000 gold pieces to the crew money,
Yeah, that's fine.
if that suits your purposes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, what did you want to do?
I wanted to brew a potion, or at least start on brewing a potion if it takes too long.
Yeah, what potion do you want to brew?
There's so many.
Well, the good news is that I believe it takes half the time and money to brew potions because they're consumables.
Yeah. It would be easy if I could have like a sense of like the value of each potion, but D&D Beyond doesn't like to tell me what the values are.
I can let you know if you want.
Because stuff like, potions of invisibility or potions of, giant strength are variable.
Yeah, they're different depending. Scrolling. Potion of invisibility is rare. Let me go find my creating magic item section. It is a rare. Have everything for consumable items. It would take. So if you wanted a potion of invisibility, it would take 5 work weeks, so the rest of your time, and 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay, fair enough. Too much. How's
Too much.
about
So you want something more uncommon?
common, or I think I can probably do uncommon, which makes me think.
Yeah, uncommon.
How's about a potion? How does Hill Giant Strength sound?
Hill Giant Strength being an uncommon sounds fine. And as a note, they are 100 gold each and take 1 day each to produce.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So
That's
you
just
can produce 25 uncommon potions for 2,500 gold pieces.
I'll do like. What would take longer? It takes a day. Let's roll with 2 potions of Hill Giant Strength and 1 potion of Growth.
Okay, 300 gold pieces later, you may add those to inventory after 3 days.
Cool.
So you spent 8 days. Your 25, or you spent 8 days of your 30 days.
But I got there because I thought it would take way longer.
Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic jump. Oh God, my apologies. It's a week. It is 1 work week for potion, so not a day. My apologies. I'm very sorry.
In that case, that works out. That's like 3 weeks.
Yeah, so that's 3 weeks. So you've spent 15 days now. You got half of your month left.
With the other half, what? Come back to me for the other half while I think about that.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Who else has stuff they're ready to do? Yes, Basan, what would you like to do with your time?
So I've looked through all my notes and I can't find the NPC's name. So maybe we find a different NPC, but there was a mages guild.
Yes, 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 there is.
And they had invited me to join,
The Mages Guild Hall.
but
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything, but I think I can do things now. So I was going to find her and see if she could help me along. I need a book and inks and things.
Yeah, you found, I believe her name was Velma Crew, Sorcerer Velma Crew.
That is correct.
Nice. Aha, notes. You find Sorcerer Velma Crew, who is like, oh, hello, welcome back, welcome back. And she was the one who examined the relics of Knight Arcane, or excuse me, Knight's Anarchtron for you. And she says, yes, welcome back, welcome back. And you wanted to join? She would be very interested. She'd be like, well, show me what you got. And she takes you through a series of like, um, you know, oh, sorry about that. She takes you through a series of like tests and realizes that your psionic potential, your arcane potential, you're like learning of the wizarding craft, and trying to like bind it with your psionic power. And she's very impressed, and absolutely offers you membership if you wish.
Yes.
Fantastic. And just like that, you're a member of the Rock of Brawl Mages Guild.
And
she asks if you want to join as a short-term guest or a permanent due-paying member. There's obviously more benefits for long-term members, but they're obviously more required to stick around. So she recommends you be a sort of guest member.
then we can do that for now because I leave a lot and come back.
She says, fair enough. Excellent. It's a good way to start out. And yeah, you're welcome to be there. The benefits of membership include access to hard-to-find spell components. They help mages get in contact with spell components they need. And also access to their research facilities. And also, of course, the prospect of professional discourse with similar minds. So here you will be able to, you know, talk to people about magic.
Is there anyone else here who does, and she'll like do her psionics, like just randomly start folding paper and do origami things? And I figure by now she's got this whole dog and pony show that she can do with random pieces of paper that she just randomly starts folding into little like stop animation puppet shows as she's having a conversation.
She is very impressed. She says, no, you're going to be our first psionic. This is actually very exciting for us. You're going to be our I mean, we of course have theoretical understandings of psionic abilities, but you're one of the first who like utilizes it as their foremost capability. It's very, very exciting time for us here at the Mages Guild to have you on board. You're something of an expert for us, aren't you?
So yeah, at least half of the time, if not more, depending on how this goes. Some of it is learning, like she's been learning how to draw, so her ideas of like one of the spells that she has is I have to go look. I think protection from good and evil. The way it's written in her spell book as it is right now is like a picture of the astral sea and like the stars. It's oddly enough not unlike her lunar bow's holy symbol.
Fantastic.
So like that's kind of how her spell book is, but she hasn't really had any guidance, so she's kind of wanting to spend this time learning what she can about being a wizard since she's figured some stuff out.
Yeah, and they'd be happy to train you. Unfortunately, of course, there's no downtime ability to earn skills. So like we can say maybe that's something you want to achieve through feats during level ups and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we can say for all intents and purposes, you like sit in on lectures and whatnot. That isn't to say that you won't be able to gain certain benefits if you want to spend your 30 days just like getting educated as like a proper wizard. Uh, we can absolutely do that. And I'll give you a number of options for how we could represent that. Um,
And she does legitimately have her first level of wizard. Some of this is for
yeah,
flavor.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, there could be training in a tool proficiency related to Arcana, perhaps. You're already got calligrapher supplies, so that kind of hits that,
Um,
unfortunately.
she does not have calligrapher supplies. Um,
You could, yeah, you could learn. That is the skill used for the crafting of spell scrolls. And as a wizard, I think the use of a pen would be very important. If you want to treat this as like your flavor learning Arcana, but if you want to treat this as like training in calligraphy as well, we could go with that route.
that she
Um,
actually has zero proficiency in Arcana as a skill, so learning
yeah.
that's actually probably really smart.
There is an option for research where you can consider this like arcane research essentially, and like maybe there's important pieces of lore that you could learn pertaining to both the skill and your personal goals. Um, religious service, but I don't. You're not really adhering to any wizarding gods. Uh,
No,
uh,
let's look at the proficiency. So calligraphers, like I said, she's not proficient with any skill sets. I don't think like she's like navigator's tools. So
yeah, absolutely. I just want to give you all your options so you know what they are. And the last, of course, is carousing, which could give you solid allyships in the Mages Guild, where they might be willing to do you like big favors if you were to get in tight with them. So like form some important relationships there. So that would be, I think people sleep on carousing personally because they're actually quite beneficial. Like it's like if you're really in a bind, you could go to the Mages Guild and be like, "Hey, I need your help with this," and they'll do it. But anyway, those are the options. You want to stick if you want to do the training.
let's do the training.
It's a little expensive because it is 25 gold pieces a work week. So that would be 150 gold pieces to, and yeah, that would be for your various lecturers, flavor, and the calligraphy supplies. What is your intelligence modifier?
See, I've got that book that I need to read.
You want to spend 2 days reading it?
I want to
You
spend
go in
2 days reading that because that changes my intelligence.
That does. So for the first couple days, Basan becomes the ultimate bookworm. And maybe we'll say, like, as a fun flavor note, because Basan, you don't have a spell book. We'll say that as part of this, you're like doing the crazy like 2 book thing where you're like reading and writing at the same time.
It does
And
remind me.
yeah.
I still have that wizard spell book that Zalace and Epoxy stole, air quotes, that I could give to Basad now.
You could. And I think Basan, with what we have planned, it makes sense to have like a sort of temporary spell book while you're working on the other thing.
Yeah.
So would you want to hand that over, Ethel?
Yeah, I have no use for it, so yeah, take the spell book.
Fantastic. Where did you obtain it so I know what spells are inside it?
It was the one when Zalace and Epoxy killed that wizard, and they took the spell book and then gave it to Ethereth. So it was way
Was
back
this the
on.
gnome? Was this like the little gnome girl in the back alley?
I think so.
Oh no, it was. Was it?
Was it the old guy? I can't remember what one
No,
of
it was
them.
in where they entered into. It wasn't the one in the alley. It was the one in the shop or the room or the workshop or something like that. I think it was.
He was like an old guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Epoxy went into was following someone in, and they went into a room, and then they died in there.
Okay. I'm going to make my life simple because I don't remember all the way back exactly what stat block I used.
I can't
I
remember.
will give. Sorry?
I can't remember who it was.
Yeah. And you wouldn't know. I don't remember what the specific stat block was I used, so I'm just going to give the general mage stat block. So, Basan, you get a very advanced spell book, which will provide you your cantrips, because I believe as a wizard you can swap those out. and it's going to provide you a number of spells up to the 5th level. But obviously, you can't use them until you, yeah. But for now, I will send you the spell list of what is inside the book. To Basan. Bam! There you go, Basan. Feel free to copy paste that. Those are the contents of the book.
Huzzah.
So now Basan has 3 books floating around her. Do you want to just like expand in this book, Basan, in this spell book that you've been given to by Ethrith, or do you want to buy a fresh spell book?
No, I'm gonna use this one.
Okay, cool. So you take a page and like do a crazy drawing on it, and you're like, there and back again by Basan. This is the 2nd iteration. And you begin your own study and write your own spells in. It's also worth noting, Basan, you can take time to copy spells from this book into yours as a reminder. But yeah, you spend the first 24 hours looking through these 2 books and studying, copying your initial wizard spells into this repurposed book. There's a little bit of blood on the edge of some of the pages for some reason. That's weird. Yeah, and you will successfully read the Tome of Clear Thoughts and gain +2 to your intelligence score.
So that makes my modifier a +3.
+3. So that's 3 work weeks cut off of the 10 total immediately. That gives you that's 7 work weeks. And considering you would have 5 left over, that gives you would be 2 work weeks away from your calligraphy proficiency, and that would have cost you 125 gold pieces to hire someone to teach you about calligraphy and arcane, of course.
Yeah, this is what she's going to do for the rest of her time.
Beauty. So yep, mark that off. 125 gold pieces. You've done the Tome of Clear Thoughts. And you also do have those 3 spare days if you want to copy some spells.
Yeah.
Okay. As a reminder, it is 50 gold a spell, and it takes 2 hours a spell per level. So just mark off the gold for any of those 4 first-level spells you want to copy into your book. Yep, 50 gold a spell, and you should have those added to your spell list. Fantastic. Okay, that is Basan. Let's keep her going. Ed, we haven't heard from you at all yet. We're going to pull it back to you, Ethrith, at the end here. But Ed, what do you have planned?
So Ed's really just going to be building in the workshop. He's going to finish the breastplate, but he's also going to work on his private ship.
Okay, how many days? Remind me, how many days does it take to complete your breastplate?
40, and I had 15 days completed, so exactly 25 days left.
25 days left. So with the last of your 25 days, you can complete your breastplate. I'll help you out if you want. If you wanted to hire a smith to work with you on the breastplate, you can half the time.
Sure thing, I'll do that. That way I can also work on the ship.
Got it. So that would be 12 and a half days. So you would need to pay this guy 25 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, for 25 gold, you can have your breastplate completed in 12 and a half days.
Oh.
Leaving you with 17 and a half days to work on your ship. You want to work on your personal ship?
Yeah. I want to work on that like personal ship one now, especially that I can have some spelljamming freedom.
Got it.
We might need that for here, so.
Okay, fantastic. I guess I should have been ready for that, huh? Let's think. Give me a minute while I figure out how that's going to all work.
No worries.
Okay. Fires. Come on, Spelljammer. There it is. Okay. Let me go take a look. Okay, let me ask you this, Ed. This is a very banged up piece of ship. um, which means like it's a rough thing because it means you're gonna have to build it, but it's also a good thing because it means that you can have some freedom to what you want to do with it at the end of the day, like what you want it to become. You could always build it into like a modified Weaver, but the hull doesn't quite match. Like I said, this is like the beaten up Mustang of personal vehicles right here.
Yeah.
So why don't I'll tell you what, why don't we just do this, Ed? I'm going to make our lives easy here, and I'm going to say you spend, let's see, 12 and a half days. You've got the 17 and a half days. Let's just say you work on it, Ed. You work on it for 17 and a half days. Me and you will talk about the money later and whatever remaining time exists. But maybe behind the screen, because we got to talk about other stuff. Maybe behind the screen, we can talk about exactly what you want to turn this thing into, like what you want it to be capable of. If you had ideas about what your sort of modified custom chopper freaking vehicle might have about it.
It's not my it's not the most original, but like I firmly believe there's no better spaceship design than the X-Wing. Like it's just perfect for me. So that's probably something along the lines I'm gonna be cooking with. Like
Nothing
just the
wrong with
first generation. I think it's just like a perfectly designed thing. I don't know. I know.
Yeah. I'll shoot you some ideas about what, because like as lame as it sounds, I definitely envision like the front of it had that sort of like long, kind of gnarly looking, like almost Mustang like front, and then maybe it has the X-wing coming off of the side of it. It's like a combination of like a Mustang and an X-wing in like a smaller personal singular vehicle. The one thing I'll say for you that this thing requires as a necessity is a spelljamming helm. You need a spelljamming helm to make this thing run, which you might be able to obtain by beating up pirates and stealing their helms to like put the final piece of the puzzle in, or you could purchase it yourself. Expensive, but you can. Or you can complete the spell. You can cast the spell, create spelljamming helm. Expensive as that is as well. So that option's up to you. You're going to need a spelljamming helm no matter what. We'll talk about what this thing looks like at the end of the day and what it does. It's stat block. Okay, incredible. Well done, Ed. You just go to building. This is you. Everyone like shows up every now and then, and like you're noticing that like the rocks on Ed's backs are looking a little more like defined and crisp as he's like in the firelight, just banging away. Doing good, Ed. Doing real good. Okay, beautiful. Ethereth, let's circle back to you, my friend. You have 15 days left.
Hecate's been helping me a lot lately, so time to pray.
Time to pray. Okay, fantastic. Do you want to go to the astral scene and say hello, or attempt to say hello?
Let's just say talking to her directly seems like a bit much.
Yeah,
but I think I'd like to perform like a traditional like Hecate ritual service kind of deal.
Yeah, okay. You want to try and bring some people into the cult kind of thing? Is that it? You want to hand out pamphlets secretly on the side
definitely
of the road?
not doing that. I was thinking more.
You don't want to start a cult?
No, I don't want to do that. I do want to let's say just steal the old Baphomet labyrinth.
Okay, yeah. You want to just set up in the Baphomet labyrinth and
I want to be like, this is my. I claim this house mine.
Fantastic. You head down there. You're like, this is mine. And then I imagine Ethereth gets lost for the rest of the day inside of the labyrinth. And you're like, I'm lost, no. You hear it whisper in the winds, like, join me. You're like, no. And you get back out eventually. It is, by its nature, very difficult to navigate. But you can start knocking some walls down if you have the ability to do so.
I mean, definitely can slam the walls with spells, sure.
Yeah, we'll say that you just start. We'll say that you just demo like through the walls as best as you can, like make a path into goddess paths, or crossroads anyway. Right into that center and you like basically like desecrate and destroy the altar of Baphomet and sort of erect a thing for Hecate. Let's do a religious service. We'll call that a week of your time, just to like get it set up. So go ahead and make me. This isn't really a persuasion thing, because you're not talking to anybody. But go ahead and make me a religion check.
Let's do this. That is a that's 21. Damn.
21. That's the best you can roll. You're going to gain 2 divine favors from Hecate, which you can either use to gain help from the cult of Hecate, or from Hecate herself to grant you sort of omens and visions and such. So make sure you mark those down. What's your charisma modifier?
+5.
+5. You have 3 more slots to try and earn divine favors. What else do you want to do with your time? You got 10 days left.
10 days. Let's do it again. Just continue.
Again.
I almost feel like I want to just spend like the rest of the time, not just like doing the whole worshiping thing, but also kind of like properly remodeling it, like setting up just making it like a proper temple to Hecate, basically, because there kind of isn't one.
You're just laboring on your lonesome. You're working hard. You're the prophets of the work. It's difficult work, but luckily you've got a lot of magic. Go ahead, make me another religion check to see how you please Hecate.
Did he 20?
Dirty 20, not as good as last time. You're going to gain 1 additional favor. You want to do it again for your last day?
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Okay, go for it. And you spend 15 days on it. I'll say that in some sense, you remodel this into like a pretty decent place.
22.
22. You are fully stocked on divine favors. Well, you have a +5 in charisma, you said?
Yep.
So you have 1 additional slot open. So you have 5 divine favors, and you can max out at 6. So that's pretty fucking good. You're charged up on Hecate's favor right now.
Nice.
Very nice. And maybe I'll do a little remodeling of that base for you, and we'll see what that looks like. And hey, Ethith, you might actually find some goodies hidden inside of the labyrinth as you sort of knock down the walls that never got pinned. Yeah. So we'll figure it out. I want to stick with you as we end the session. So I'm going to say, as you're like remodeling everything, and you basically have made like a nice path to the center, and you're remodeling everything and doing what you can to like build the walls and whatnot. Do you have anything for like earth shaping or earth destruction or anything like that?
Let's look at spells. It's probably gonna be a no, to be honest.
What spells are you using to do all of this?
So, shit, I actually have nothing. Here's me thinking like the best I got is like just rip the parts of the robe of stars and try the magic missile that doors the walls down.
Yeah, which is not very. Doesn't take a long time to do.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be chugging the potion of Hill Giant, one of the Hill Giant strength potions, and just
That's probably exactly. Myself. If you want it, that's probably exactly what you might want to do, actually. So you chug that could be your initial like break your way to the center.
Yeah.
And then your robe of stars, you can basically like create a bit of rubble. It helps me understand like what is getting built here. So every day you get to like unleash your robe of stars and break down some walls, and then use the potion of Hill Giant strength to like. We'll say you use the potion to like do a little building, like some very, very basic building. You're no mason by any measure. I'll do a little remodeling on the Tailspire. On one of the days, I'm going to say you pull off I'll say you use your last robe of stars, and you knock down a wall, and from the wall comes prowling out there's a darkness, and in the darkness there is heat and wrath and anger, but something familiar. and you're going to see this creature step out from the dark. You see this hound, but not just any. It has a throat of flame and burning coals for eyes. It has no fur and an incredibly muscular body, but also at the same time, very thin. It has its skeleton or its spine is clearly protrudes from its back, and it is a deadly, evil-looking hound. And it looks at you and kind of, and it will bow its head to you, lowly in respect,
I will bow
and
in
then
turn.
and then it rolls its shoulders, and it goes for a run and like pounces on top of you, and you defeat. But in the defeating of it, it's like it wraps itself around you. It almost becomes amorphous at times, and as it wraps itself around you, it becomes this fur-lined black cloak that sort of the hound basically forms itself onto you in this moment. And to your surprise, perhaps, there are small symbols of crescent moons here and there across it. Moons of your lady. Maybe a religion check.
17.
17. Hecate has only one animal it venerates above all, the hellhound.
Yes.
And in this moment, it seems for all of your piety towards her, she has rewarded you with a most strange relic. You have gained the Hellhound Cloak. You may add it to your inventory and attune to it.
Hell yeah.
As you attune to it, however, you realize the cloak does indeed have a will of its own. As much as it is indeed a cloak of like hellish black leather and dark fur lining, it is a hellhound. So you can decide how that looks. You have two cloaks now that you wear.
Well, the
But,
Robe of Stars is a robe, I guess, so it's kind of less cloaky. But
I tell you what, I'll think of it. We'll modify the items so you can have both going at the same time. I'll think of something and just make it like the Hellhound fucking belt. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
yeah.
But let me ask you, Ethric, what do you want? As this Hellhound turns itself into an article to be worn, what about like a bracer? What about like a cool like all the way down to your shoulder bracer?
I would have said something like sort of like a long sort of sleeve, like a third sleeve kind of thing. Like like a long, like it's almost like not quite the full like robe or cloak, but like just a long billowing sleeve with fur lining. That we kind of like occasionally kind of see the flecks of flame and crescent moons over it.
Yeah. All right. We'll see that it becomes this fur arm sleeve. It's basically it has like this like thick leather and bone bracer across it, but the rest of it is like leather, and it becomes like fur up at the top of your shoulder, like almost like a shoulder plate of sorts, but just fur, like leather and fur. Fucking cool, very cool. So you may attune to that. It is a bit of a double-edged sword. This
I can
cloak.
see that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fun one. Keep in mind you are not aware of the features of its curse.
Oh wow, I mean, I'll be using it quite freely, but the consequences are dire.
It's fun. It's fun. We'll deal with it. And your party definitely has the means of handling that fairly easily. So
Yeah.
not too worried. Okay.
The odds are also ever in my favor as far as like it's a charisma save. It's fine.
Yeah, the odds are very much. Okay, so you can just change the name of that if you want to whatever you want to call it, the Hellhound Bracer or sleeve. Yeah, exactly. And that is where we will end our session. And Arendelle.
Sorry, I would have said a thing around to us, but just so you can have a think, I wouldn't mind training the epoxy units for the 30 days.
Got it. My apologies.
But no, that's fine. We can do that at the start of next one.
No. We can absolutely handle that. That's no issue at all. My apologies for skimming over you. I apologize.
That's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to train the Pox units to become better warriors. Fantastic. Over 30 days? What can I give you for that?
And I would
Is there... Yeah.
try and call a crew in for a couple of, maybe a week in between that break and train them as well on different bits while on the ship.
Got it. I will say with the extent of the shore leave, I'll say Tidewalker remains loyal, but the rest of them are like 30 days is a lot. We need to get back to them. But the Poxy units and Tidewalker will remain steadfast with the crew. And yeah, absolutely, you can do some training. What could we give you? What could we give you? Tricky. You're training other people. You could ask for the captain to pay you.
It'd be more in the arts of, like elven fighting, because that, having those as warriors fighting on the ship for us instead of dancing.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, we'll deal with the benefits of that later on. Maybe the captain has something for you. But at the end of the time, like, this is actually very interesting. You know, Arundel, amongst the elven people, there is a specific kind of venerated warrior that is held in the highest regard. They're known as blade singers. They are elven wizards who are masters of the blade. And you find somehow, for whatever reason, these Poxy units are skilled dancers, or at least semi-skilled dancers. They have some ability at dance. And you're like, okay, we can work with that. And while they're not becoming wizards by any measure, you teach them a bit about how the blade singers do their work. And by the end of it, these Poxy units will be a little less recognizable. Like, you guys all go back to the ship. You're like, oh, that was such a good long day. And the Poxy units like move with like a sort of like elven grace now. And they have like sleek blades, and they definitely like are more dexterous warriors than strength warriors. And there's like an elegance and a poise and a confidence to their sort of like almost dance-like battle flow now. And yeah, Arundel, I'll say that you bump up their CR a couple, and they're going to be a little more deadly as warriors.
Okay.
Fantastic. Out of curiosity, what kind of weapon would you want to train them in? Are they like glaive warriors? Are they rapier warriors? How would you like to train them?
I would say glaive. I don't know.
Glaive is very elven.
Yeah, this is the thing. I'd say that. I'd say, a rapier is cool as well for an elf, but that's more of a swashbuckler robe. But yeah, I'll go with glaive.
I always imagine in my mind there is like a finesse longsword out there that is like the elven weapon. You know what I mean?
It's got to be like a thin longsword that's...
Isn't that what Bison's practice blades are? They're long swords that are finesse weapons.
Yeah, and I gave those to you similarly because of like the gift stuff, and also we wanted to have cool Star Wars and shit. But in my mind, I've always thought like in lore, there's like an elven saber, and that's basically like it's like a slashing long sword with finesse, essentially, is how that works. And so, but because you don't have any of those on hand, because they're very specifically designed and never meet the elven ways, you teach them the glaive, which is like still an incredible weapon to be dealt with. And as you guys come back, they've got like glaives in their hands. There's like a military grace to them now, and hell yeah, Rendell, you make them some pretty dope glaive warriors. And you have like a cabal of glaive, you have like a little glaive troop at your disposal. Fantastic.
Hey, you guys took classes.
And they like speak fluent Elvish now. They're like, Asaran Masaran Sataran. And you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? Fantastic. Cool. But yeah, we'll end the session there at this point.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone.